This is Zichru Daf Simanim Gemara Sanhedrin Daf Tes Zayin. Tes Zayin, of course, are toes. Now, what are toes? So we're going to have an acrobat with large toes. And of course, the way these simanim work is we have this outlandish picture in our mind, which allows us to remember it. So we think of big toes. We think of this acrobat flying overhead. Now, who's watching this acrobat? Who's in the stands? Well, the stands is going to be an entire shevet. Why is an entire shevet in the stands? Well, because they're waiting for trial. By whom? A Bezdin shall shivim v'echad, a Bezdin of 71, because they worshipped Avodah Zarah. So we have this acrobat with large toes, and he's performing. There's an entire shevet in the crowd. Why? Because they worshipped Avodah Zarah. So the Bezdin of 71 has to judge them. Now, on the way to this Bezdin as well is going to be soldiers requesting if they're allowed to go to a war, Milchemes Arishos, and finally, number 3 is the soldiers have just left a town which is not considered an Ir Nidachas. Why not? Because it's a border town. A city that the whole entire city worships Avodah Zarah has to be destroyed. But if it's a border town, then not. So you have this acrobat with large toes, and he's performing. He's performing for an entire shevet that was Avodah Zarah that needs to be tried by a Bezdin of 71. On the way to that Bezdin are 3 soldiers that want to request to go to Milchemes or Rishos, but as well they just left an Ir Nidachas, which does not have a din of an Ir Nidachas due to the fact it was a border town. And again, they're all watch this acrobat with large toes, Daf Tes Zayin overhead. So let's dive a little bit deeper. Point number 1 is an entire shevet that worshipped Avodah Zarah. Says the Mishnah, you need a Bezdin of Ayin Echad of 71. If, says the Gemara, what's the case? If they're Machal Shabbos, it should be a Bezdin of 23. Why? Stam, they are Chayim Misa. If they're Avodah Zarah, 1 second, we know that Ir Nidachas needs Sanhedrin, but that's not an entire shevet, that's an entire ear. So what's this did specific to an entire shevet? Says Ramasta means the nasi of a shevet requires Sanhedrin, because Kol Davar Agadol was brought to Moshe. Moshe ben Adin of Sanhedrin, Divarav Shel Gadol. Another pshat is, no, says Ravina Mishnah refers to an entire shevet which served Avodah Zarah. It doesn't have a din of an Ir Nidachas, a different type of misa. Still, they have to be judged by the Sanhedrin. Why? And Bezdin of 23, but an entire city does not go to Bezdin of 23, but, entire shevet goes to a Bezdin of 71. Point number 2 is going to be Milchemes Harishos, those 3 shoulders watching the acrobat with the big toes. Gemara Daf Tes Zayin and Sanhedrin requesting Rishos. Now, together with that, we're going to have the din of David HaMelech. We learned this from Rav Shimon Chasida, who taught there's a harp above David HaMelech's bed. Gemara in Brachos Daf Gimel. The Ruach Sfeinis blew at night, and David would rise up, learn Torah to the morning. The Klal Yisrael would come. Adainenu HaMelech, we need food, and text David HaMelech. In Akaimitz must be Zariv, in Abar Mitzvah Melchol Yasai. And therefore, David HaMelech would say, let's go to battle. So the way to this Milchemes or Rishos stems from David HaMelech. That's going to be back all the way to Gemara Brachos. And point number 3 is, where do these soldiers come from? An Ir Nidachas, but it was on a border. Said the Mishnah Mikir Becha, which excludes the border city. Why? Shema Yishmu Nachrav Yachrivus Eretz Yisrael. It causes Klal Yisrael to be compromised if this border city could be destroyed. Tanas Rav Shimon. Why? He's darshaning Taima. They cross 3 cities cannot be minted in Ir Nidachas. Achas 1, 2 Kiryah, but Iracha is going to be 2, but not 3. So we have Gemara Daf Tes Zayin, the big toes, the acrobat performing. They're performing. Who watches an entire shevet who's being tried for worshiping Avodah Zarah in a Bezdin of 71. We have the soldiers coming to request Milchemes or Rishos, which we learn all the way back from David HaMelech and his harp. And they came from the city which is near Nidachas, but does not have a din of an Ir Nidachas, because there's in a border city